Hi friends, this is Raquel with Paints and Glitter, and this is the tutorial video for how you can assemble this star right here. I wanted to show you how you can put this together. Now, just to let you know, the video will entail how to assemble the base of the actual star and how I put the applique on top, as well as the little pearl hanging element here. However, it will not show all of the other decorative pieces being applied, but I did want to let you know that I did cut out these gorgeous little rosettes that you see here using Sizzix Tim Holtz dies. These right here, these are 662-691. That's what I use for the rosettes. I also used white card for this. Or cardstock, I'm sorry. I lost the word there for a moment. I did use also Tattered Rose, I believe, Ranger Distress ink to give it that beautiful pink color just on the edges. On this one here, I used a Martha Stewart punch to go ahead and cut out that snowflake. Nouveau drops, and then this smaller snowflake is also with Martha Stewart punch, and I did use, if you see the shimmer there, that is actual paste, glimmer paste that I used on that, and that is a layer of vellum on top of white cardstock. This one here is another rosette that I made using vellum, and then on top, of course, as you can see, there's that snowflake. Gorgeous snowflake. This has been embellished with Nouveau drops from TonicStudios. So the pom-poms I had in my stash, and this snowflake here, I'm sorry, this is a vintage snowflake also from Reneabouquets, painted with holographic paint. And in the back here, what you see is Tulle that I just had in my stash. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I hope that you enjoy the process. I will leave in the description box of this video also the file number for the star, because this is a Cricut Design Space file. So if you do own a Cricut or Cricut Maker, you'll be able to make this as well. Enjoy, and I hope that you're inspired and that you can be blessed. Okay guys, to make this ornament, what you're going to need are 5 pieces of this shape cut out here. I've also used 110-pound cardstock. And you're going to need a total of 5 because there are 5 points to a star. I've also gotten here some pink cardstock that I happen to emboss. I'm going to show you how I will go about that. And I've also used Distress Oxide ink in Ice Spruce. I've also got from Reneabouquets some gorgeous trims and laces that I will use to embellish this. And one that I really like here is this applique. Now I happen to cut it because you can definitely use it in more than one way if you want to make it smaller. And I just thought this looks so cute because when I was cutting it, I realized this reminded me of a little reindeer. And I don't know if I'm the only one who would ever see that, but I thought that was really sweet. And then I'm also using beautiful board pieces. This one is the one that I intend on using on this star. And I think she is just so darling. Of course, the information on any of these items will be found in the description box of this video. And here's another one. She's throwing little snowballs, and these about 3.5 inches for this one, and then this one at the tallest point is just under 4.5. So you can get some really pretty printed beautiful board pieces in different sizes. They do come in smaller ones as well. So let's get started. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to dry emboss. Now here's my embossing folder that I'm using. Just going to dry emboss this piece of paper here so you see the difference when you are embossing. This is what it's pearlized paper, and I'm just again putting it in that folder, feeding it through my machine here, and it'll give it some really nice texture. Of course, I've already done all of the other ones, so there's my piece, and you'll see the chain it ends up looking like. Now, what I want to do is that I want to make sure that I fold and follow the guidelines here, of course, as per the scoring that's done with the machine on this paper. As you can see, it's quite thick. So I just want to do my mountain valley folds here and make sure that I reinforce them. You kind of have to be careful when it comes to that little point here. But you've got one valley fold in the center and 2 mountain folds on the sides, just like that. And then all of these I've already prepped with adhesive, so they all fold as mountain folds as well. Just want to make sure that they're nice and straight, just like this. Okay, so now that that's all nice and prepped, what I can do is I can ink those edges, and that's what I'm using here is my Distress Oxide ink. And now I'm just going to adhere these pieces onto that base, making sure that I adhere them with the embossed side facing up. And my next step is going to be to close this. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel away the backing here and join these two pieces, and what I want to make sure I do is that I get a really nice strong point here at this edge, because that's going to be the point of my star, or one of them. So I'm pulling this back and then joining this edge here first, and then kind of, you know, making sure I get that nice little sharp cone shape like that. And I'm going to have 5 of these like that, and this is nice strong adhesive. I'll leave links down below for the adhesive as well. And now I can start taking away this piece here, the V shape here, and match it up to the V shape here. It's going to make it a lot easier. Just going to pull this back a little bit here, and you could definitely use hot glue here if you wanted to, if you feel comfortable doing that. And just going to line that up. Once I get it exactly where I want it, that's when I'm going to apply pressure to the paper. You can see there. And I'm going to repeat that step with the next one, and I'm going to try to do all one side first. What I can do is make sure that I peel back the lining, and I'll use my tool here to help me with that, because I want to go piece by piece. And of course, you know, you may want to leave one side open. That makes it easier. Start here, joining point to point there. Now here, if you want to, you can actually leave that lining, and then if you're going to do like I am, which is that I'm going to be adding these little bells, and you can see these are also 8mm and 6mm bells available from Reneabouquets, and these are actually glass beads that you can get from her. These are called Mermaid's Tail, and you can thread one of these bells or 2, however many you like. So here's what I've done is that after placing the 3 little bells here at the bottom, I just made a little knot, And then I've threaded through some beads from my stash. Now if you wanted to, you could place a knot after each bead, that's up to you. But now what I'm doing is just making a loop here with both pieces of this cord. And I'm just going to make one little knot here. And again, my star is not completely adhered together. There's still that one piece here, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place this little knot right here at the crux of these two pieces of paper, if you see there. And I'm going to place a dollop of hot glue right there to make sure that that cord stays there. And of course I'm going to adhere this together on that edge. And I'm going to try to be careful, but I'm going to feed that thread in just like so. And just press that in there. Just be careful with your fingers, of course. I just want that knot on the inside if possible. There. Just like that. So I just pushed it in. And I'm going to place a little more hot glue here because I do want this to be nicely reinforced since that's going to have some weight on it. And now I'm just going to press those two pieces together. And you're going to want to hold it together until it's completely dry because silicone adhesive, of course, gives texture to paper and you don't want that popping out. You don't want it to push the paper apart because it can happen if you leave it alone too soon. And if you find yourself having to reinforce these, just do the same where you can place a little dollop of hot glue at every corner there or every little intersection. You can definitely do that if you want to. I'm just pressing it together just like so. Being careful not to crush the paper, of course.